What's up, everyone? Dr. Tony Crone here, back for Wellness Wednesday, episode number 21, whatever you guys can see on your end. Today we are talking about parental advice, just when it comes to the first year of life for your kiddo and from then on. Okay, so first off, we're just going to talk about the food drive, which is going incredible. Our boxes are getting filled. At the end of the week, we're going to take our first load over to the well, so then we can clear more space because our boxes are almost topped off right now. You guys are doing incredible and really being great by contributing and helping them out. So continue picking up some extra stuff at the store and dropping it off, or in the parking lot, give us a call and we can run out and grab that. Again, thank you so much for donating to that. Okay, so I can keep this episode super short by this one statement right here, but I'm going to go into kind of why I'm so adamant about this and what I mean by it. Okay, so the number one thing that you need to keep in mind, or advice that I'm giving you, is don't put babies in positions that they can't get into themselves. Okay, the reason behind that is because we take away their natural or inherent ability to stabilize and get into those positions on their own by using the right joints, the right muscles. Okay, so a few videos back we talked about breathing. Now, if you look at a baby, they're always breathing with their little pot belly in and out. So we know that's our natural way of breathing and their natural way to stabilize the spine as they're sitting upright, as they're rolling over, as they're doing tummy time, different things like that. But when we take away their ability to naturally move themselves or to sit on their own when they get around 8 to 9 months or even later, or when we inhibit or delay their tummy time, we're not giving that brain access to the right muscles to stabilize the joints and help perform the future movements that they're going to be doing in life, say they're an overhead athlete. What also is important is it helps develop the curves of the spine, the depth of the joints, so we get that full range of motion that we need. Okay, so if we inhibit babies by sitting them in devices for way too long because we're just honestly being lazy and we don't want to kind of chase after them, we're taking away that body's natural ability to develop on its own. Okay, now there's times, and it's I want you guys to think about this because I'm not bad-mouthing or saying never put a baby in that position, especially if you're doing something for like 5 to 10 minutes and need them to be a little more restrained. Absolutely, go and put them in their jumper or anything like that. But when you're going hours upon hours, that just robs the baby's natural capacity to do the things that they want to do on their own. Okay, so adults watching this, think back to when you were a kid or when you were raising your kids. Do you remember how cheap it was to have your baby and all the toys that they had? Not to have your baby, maybe, but with all the toys. Now there's so many new gadgets out there. What's going to be the best? What's the hottest new thing? When in reality, we don't need to spend all that money. All we need is a flat floor, maybe a couple different toys that kind of access different sensations. So whether it's noise, bright lights, different sensations with texture, whether it's soft, smooth, all these things to get the baby more aware of what they're going to be kind of encountering later on. That's the best. So parents, now save some money and don't buy those expensive devices that are unnecessary. Okay, give them the floor, give them different toys, and do the things that they can get to on their own. Now, chiropractic works really well for these babies who may not be hitting these milestones at different points. I have my DNS posters, dynamic neuromuscular stabilization posters, in here because it's just a framework for me to be able to assess and look at babies' movements to see where they are in their time of life. And if they're a little behind or they're a little ahead of schedule, then we do these interventions, which kind of gives the brain more access to those muscles to stabilize. Okay, so that's why chiropractic works so well for kiddos, is we can just kind of aid them along. Whereas if we're pushing them too far too fast by setting them up really soon or getting them to walk earlier than necessary, their body just isn't ready to load the joints, to load the muscles. Those muscles haven't developed. Okay, so back to my first point that I made, just don't put babies in positions that they aren't ready to get to by themselves. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to talk about. In the comments, I'll post a couple of different no-nos for toys and maybe some different alternatives. But save yourself some money, let the child roam free, and they'll be able to develop normally and go from there. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Hope you learned something today. Next week, not sure what we're talking about, but if you have anything you want to hear about, let me know, and I'd gladly be able to do that. And then continue to keep donating to the well. Thanks guys, have a great Wednesday.